you're dead. No teammates left to save your skin. Now let the killing begin. There's no respawn, no second life. You pull the trigger, or you pay the price. Every kill writes history, every drum shakes the ground. In battle to death, you're king or you're down. Break it, load it, drop it, fight. No fear in our veins. Light and unblind. You don't survive this war unless you're built like us. No respawn. No respawn. There's no respawn when the bullets rain. No mercy, no shame, just victory and pain. You fight till the last man falls, hear the war drums pound. In battle to death, there's no way out. Soulless, but he runs the fight. Sets the stage for the final night. Every squad wants that throne, but only one walks back home. White lantern, gaming fortune, brick and gold. Built for legends, never roll. This arena crowd sees right. Corner twins beneath the face. Circle closing, vision red. Pray for cover or pray you're dead. No teammates left to save your skin. Now let the killing begin. There's no respawn, no second life. You pull the trigger, or you pay the price. Every kill writes history, every drum shakes the ground. In battle to death.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here bringing you week number 3 in Battle to Death, the duo PubG tournament. We've had an action-packed last 2 weeks. And this time round we're in Murmur. which is not, one of the more common maps that we get to feature overall, whether it's duos, whether it's teams, right? We don't usually head off in Murmur, which is going to be very, very refreshing. It's once in a while we do pop into this particular desert sort of environment, and we get some of the drops is like the hot drops is something where we're gonna have to really decide now where you're gonna be going and what you're gonna do. It's not gonna be your typical drops, especially when you're playing in these tournament setups. Nobody really heads off into the same places that they would when they're playing rank. But we are watching. There's actually quite a few teams here. If we just take a look at this, it's one player from Team 28 to 19 and 11. Okay, they all seemed like they were going to be heading off in the same direction, and they realized, okay, look, I think we're going to be landing one on top of one another. And so they decided to get a bit of a spread. It's only the LJ squad. They went very much up north. And just taking a look at the map as a whole, a lot of teams heading here onto the eastern front. And then east and then heading up north. So northeasterly, looks like we're going to have a skirmish right here at the start. Plus being taken out of the equation. There's a nade coming through here. Plus is in a bit of trouble as Bossfuck is trying to make that rotation. He wants to go in, but he has to be careful. Demo saying this is not a demo. This is for real. Gets the elimination and should be able to revive Bossas in the process. So the friends turned enemies at this particular moment in time. First, a lot of kills coming through. But team number 14 would have heard the action coming through from the two SBZ squads going at it. Bossas is quite low. We've got Batman and Vodka, which is, sometimes who people pretend to be after a sip of that white, clear, potato-y liquid. I've seen it before. But they would have heard this. There could be a potential third-party action here, though they're sticking to just getting the loot going. But as I said, a huge collection of teams here in the northeast, right? And this is going to prove to be interesting when you consider where the EMP zone, the safe zone, is going to be, right? So as we head off into stage 2, this is going to be a mad rush of players making their movement across here into this around probably Los Llanos, San Martin, El Ponzo, because I'm not expecting everyone to cross the border directly in the same place. Usually you want to rotate either clockwise, anti-clockwise as you're getting into the EMP zone, into the safe zone. Because when you make a movement directly across, like a beeline in, it crosses, there's a huge chance that you're going to walk yourself into a trap. So just that little bit of rotation just adds that a layer of safety to the system, right? But it's going to be a huge clash coming in into stage 2. So stage 1, we would expect this to be a little bit more calmer waters. Everything will proceed a little bit more on the level where it's just going to be loot and rotate and loot and rotate. But this EMP zone is going to force some mad movements in the next few seconds, in the next few minutes, shall we say. Right, because we are heading down to that timer ticking through. It's just under the 3-minute mark. So there is safety for a short space of time. But it looks like there's a little bit of skirmish here in the distance as it's Dracula's and Ryan up against Carlito and Vico. The other LJ squad. Dracula just going into that prone position. There's a bit of pre-fire. Oh, nice nade coming through there. But they timed that so perfect. You can see the nade coming through from Ryan, and at the same time, Dracula made that little bit of peek. He does spot out Vico. So the SBC team number 30 of Hunter and Huntress, they would have heard this. They've got this choice now. Do they go in for the third party action? Do they wait a little bit before they decide to make that rush play? And Vico decided to go to the rooftop, but Dracula trying to keep everybody in the line of sight. He has that opportunity to poke his head out. Can he get that? Oh, nice tag damage on Carlito. Beautiful spray, but he's gonna have to hightail it into the next room. But this building only has one room, so the question is he going to be going for the dropout here? He knows that there's a potential nade storm coming through. Oh, but he spots a pixel there in the distance, so he knows there's the potential for third-party action coming into the mix. We're just going to take a look at where Ryan has positioned. He's going for the wraparound play here, and so he's using Carlito is Dracula is just keeping them on lock, and Carlito and Vico, they're trapped here on the high ground. No nades through, as because I would have thought, right, that Ryan would have tried to get that nades onto the top of the building, force them towards where you want them to be, let Dracula get that little bit of a pickup. He did take a small bit of tag damage to Dracula, but so far Hunter and Huntress, they're just looting, waiting for that right moment in time. They've heard like less shots being fired, but based on what they would have heard, I don't think they would suspect that there's been any eliminations just yet. So this is going to thin the herd in terms of there should be less players heading in from this northeasterly direction, as stage 2 will be heading on its way very, very, very shortly. So just watching the spread here between the teams, they are being patient. Dracula and Ryan going for an interesting 1-1 split. Whereas Vico and Carlito just deciding to stick here on top of the buildings. Just going to see what weapons Hunter and Huntress are rocking, right? Since they are keeping their distance. Huntress here deciding to close the gap down. They have already picked up one elimination. Yeah, Hunter there with a sniper. So it's going to be Huntress that's going to be playing a bird off the rush. Oh, Vico taking a lot of damage here. Has to reposition, get back to a bit of safety. Is he going to exit the building or maybe go for that high ground advantage? That's the real question. Deciding to escape, but could this be a little dangerous without cover? Has the heals, but it's Team 23 on the high ground that's just distracting Dracula and Ryan, the TU duo for the time being, right? As you can see, the spread is here. This is what we're looking at, just in terms of the aerial view. Where Hunter is just maintaining that high ground position. Huntress is just waiting for that right opportunity. I mean, crossing the street here is probably as deadly as it is crossing the street in South Africa in real life. Whereas Chara on the high ground is just causing a whole bunch of problems here for Dracula and Ryan. Especially for Ryan in terms of his positioning. I mean, Chara's got that high ground advantage, so anytime Ryan makes a little bit of a move out, he's just going to get fired upon. Meanwhile, we do notice that Boss Haas has gotten a knock on vodka, so that particular skirmish between them is just heating up as we're heading to the final round. Oh, there's a chase here onto Carlito. Carlito in a lot of danger. The split here, not going to be to the advantage of LJ, as it's going to be Dracula who gets that pick off. He's going to go for the play up the staircase, right? Not knowing that Vico went for the split. They're also stuck with a 1-1 split here. So Vico is just holding the line. He wants to probably wait for the right opportunity. Gets that high ground. Oh, he's going to get spotted out here. But Dracula was on the reload, and he was in a little bit of danger, but has that opportunity now to just take a look around. They are watching for Chara at the same time, saying, you know what, Chara was causing a lot of problems here. But we have another SBZ squad who are not anywhere particularly close, right? They are. Oh, Dracula is going to be taking a lot of damage in the mix here. Hunter and Huntress, they've stayed safe for the most part. They are waiting for the right opportunity to get in. Right, Vico is on his lonesome. He's in a very difficult position, right? You can't get out to the right-hand side. You've got Chara on the high ground. With Hunter and Huntress towards him as Vico goes in, but as Huntress took the damage, it was Hunter with the pickup. But Ryan senses an opportunity to try to get Huntress down, but he has to be careful. Hunter does have that sniper, so Huntress in a lot of danger. But I don't think this is going to be... will we see? Oh, no, Hunter not able to get there in time to get that elimination. I mean, to get the revive going. So now Hunter just with that sniper. This could prove to be deadly. Oh, lot of tag damage being taken here by Ryan and Dracula. As Hunter seems to have them in his line of sights. There's the EMP zone. It's stage number 2. As we'll switch to the map here, you're going to see those teams. It's going to be a huge movement across towards from this northeastern direction. So we're going to see the graveyard maybe as a choke point for all these teams. But personally, I'd be rotating around the EMP zone. and then making a movement across, a little bit of a delayed movement across. So just playing cat and mouse with the edge of the EMP zone right now. Hunter being tagged out here, but he does manage to get the knock onto Dracula. Dracula in a little bit of hot water. There's the tag coming through here from Ryan. Can he get the finish off? Oh, empties an entire clip. He is in position. Hunter trying to cross the street, but oh my goodness, the ammo is just a little bit too low here from Ryan. He couldn't really get that sorted out. It's just like last couple of seconds to be able to get that elimination, and that's going to be Hunter taken out of the equation with just, I think it was like 4 bullets left for Ryan. He throws a bit of smoke. They are deep into the EMP zone. Not much by way of the heals, but anyway, let's switch across here more towards the center of the EMP zone. So Boss House and Demo picking up a couple of eliminations, right? Demo has been taken out of the equation, but it looks like the drop that they had here around Jibuzera is just like perfect for where the EMP zone is going to close in. So they're going to be in a very healthy position very, very early on. The question is, can everybody get what they need in terms of loot? Because there was quite a few teams that dropped here in this very centralized location. Granted, no one really knew whether it was going to be where the EMP zone was going to close it, right? But sometimes you get a little bit lucky. I mean, the TU squad, they're LSR, right? They're deep inside here, and Chara has just been maintaining this. So finally, Chara's decided, you know what, it's time to head out. There's the choke point we were talking about, which is Graveyard. It's 3 teams that are heading towards each other. They are in vehicles, granted, right? So you've got Joshua and Shadow making their way across just into the safe zone. We've got Demkus waiting outside here. Is Demkus solo? Let me just let's just double check. I think Demkus is in a solo position right now. And we've got Trojan Dean and Freya, who are also heading in towards the graveyard, right? So this could be a triple threat combination here between all of them. Granted, graveyard is quite a massive zone, right? As you can see, Demkus just holding the line. I don't think Joshua and Shadow realized that Demkus is in the mix. He's got a nade set. He's just waiting for that perfect timing. Launches it out, but Joshua just moved out of the location. Now the nade would have given his position away. So they'll be waiting to see. So they know that it's not just a free looting area. Demkus is in position. Oh, and a nade underneath the vehicle. Goes up for a little bit of tank damage here to Shadow. Has the Molotov. Wants to try to go for the finish off here. But Shadow making the crawl here towards Joshua. Should be able to be safe. There's another nade to follow up. This should be another water nade coming through in the mix, right? But Demkus deciding to err on the side of caution, wants to reposition. Will he go for the high ground advantage or maybe a little bit of a wraparound? As that nade was beautifully timed. You can see both Joshua and Shadow took a ton of damage, but Joshua will be getting the revive through here to Shadow. Maybe if he's got a little bit of heals there, both of them. But now Demkus is in a little bit of danger right now. But Shadow and Joshua deciding to make their move across. They don't know that Demkus is solo. At least I don't think they noticed. They're going for the wraparound play, but they could be heading here straight towards Ryan. As Demkus would have spotted. They're throwing the shots here to Ryan. Ryan taking a lot of tank damage. He's in a bit of trouble. Trojan Dean gets the knockout to Shadow. Joshua have also given his position away. Demkus is trying to get that line of fire in here as Team 26. They're in danger right now. They're in a very, very open space. Shadow is hoping to get another revive coming through. It's going to be 10 seconds. The shots are being fired to Joshua, taking damage. If he gets knocked, he's so low. He's trying to get something done. Gets into the car, but Ryan from range says hello, goodbye. Manages to pick up another elimination onto that duo, or what was a single player at that point in time, right? But like we expected, the graveyard being a choke point for the teams there on the eastern direction. Shots being fired here to Ryan, but oh, Demkus from range kicks out Ryan. My goodness, that was on point. Now, we've got Freya and Trojan Dean. Still in the graveyard. Demkus is close by, right? He's throwing out a couple of shots, right? I think he would have spotted Trojan Dean. Demkus with that high ground advantage, he's taking full advantage of this. Knowing it's still stage 2, he's got a Dune buggy close by. He throws out just a little bit of extra heals just to make sure that he can drive through this, suspecting he might have to make that wraparound play as you're making your moves across through this EMP zone. Safety, danger, this is the way, right? You're going to be playing on with that fine line. But let's just head off to Picado as we have Retrucks and Dead up against. Up against it's Melandri and Cadet. Shots being fired. There's a huge dance here between the buildings. Melandri and Cadet. They seem to be trapped inside this building. This, I mean, okay, look, you've got the cover from the building, but it's things like this. It's these nades that can come through, the Molotovs that force you in the direction that you don't want to go in. Melandri taking a nade. He's going to be spotted out, but Cadet with the sidestep at just the right time. Throws out a heal. Will Melandri be able to survive this? As Dead makes a movement across into the building. Gets the knock, gets the elimination, and that's going to be a quick double set of kills for the side of Dead and Retrucks. 6 elimination going to Dead. He's gonna be a pretty solid contender for going all out, right? And as we see, we head back to Shumasera as Batman and Vodka, that dynamic duo combination. They've been hovering around more or less this position, right? Vodka going for the high ground advantage there. Batman saying, okay, look, if you got the high ground, let me draw some fire out for you. Because he's got the AR, he can go in for the mid to close range battles, preferably mid. Would they have spotted out Boss House in the distance? I mean, we can see them, right? Ooh, a little bit of fall damage here. But Batman, he has to reposition. He was trying to get a bit of a sight, but Vodka on that ultra high ground gets the elimination there onto Boss House. With Vodka, I think Vodka can be drawing fire from this particular position. Batman also trying to go for the high ground. Nice split here from the SN squad, team number 3. In this kind of setup here with the duos, you want to be close together, but not too close together. You can't be sitting on top of one another. The strats are very different from the team strats, right? You don't get how you say this? You don't get that kind of typical style of the play where you go for the split. Oh, nice tank damage coming here through Batman, but just runs out of bullets at this, I'd say the wrong time. Just 25 bullets left in that clip. He's not gonna, he's gonna have to try to get in closer if he wants to get this sorted out. Prime gets the knock onto Vodka. This changes things up a little, but they had the advantage to team number 14 in terms of the mix that they are. I mean, the spread that they had, the strat that they went with, but some quick fire shots come through, and I think we should see Vodka just health tick down. There's no way that Batman's going to be able to get to the top to go for the revive, and Prime picks up that elimination onto Vodka. So now Batman is in a bit of a sticky situation. You can see just at the corner of our screen, Prime went into the vehicle going for the wraparound play. So when you're going to be in a 2v1 situation with a wraparound play, it's best to find cover, and buildings are the name of the game, especially these ones with a high ground and small windows, right? They can definitely help. Meanwhile, there was a couple of other teams heading around here, around Chimusera. But this EMP zone still sticking in where more or less where we expect it to be. There's a bit of a spread. Granted, we do know that Trojan Jean and Freya are close to Dead and Retrucks at Picado. But soon we should expect them to be making their movement across, because we are ticking down with the final few seconds here. Less than 30 seconds to go in stage 3. And Don Ryu, yeah, small content creators, we do need support. Batman spotting out Gunner, deciding not to go for a shot just yet, right? Just wants to find cover first, because I mean, he does know that the EMP zone. Oh, what a shot coming through onto Toxic. Toxic in a lot of danger. Can he get that? It's just took a slip off. Oh my goodness. Toxic just getting to a bit of safety. Batman almost getting that elimination in there, but Toxic should be revived up by his teammate Gunner, who was pretty close by, because he did manage to get down to the side of that sand dune, getting a little bit of safety into the mix. But with this, I think Prime and his buddy would have realized that, you know what, there could be another party close by, so this is going to make things a little bit dangerous to just move out from where they are. We're down to the final 10 teams. I mean, this was we're stage 6. We're down to 10 teams. There's only 16 players remaining, so it's got. We do have a bit of solo players, or quite a bit of solo players, right? Tojin and Freya, they're making their movement across as we expected, right? Those two teams, they were dancing around Picardo for a little bit, right? But once that EMP zone was closing in, you're going to end up with those rotations, right, where you're going to quickly get into position, because I mean, it's stage 4 very shortly. You don't want to be sticking around in a stage 4 EMP zone. And as you can see, they're making a direct line across. And oh my goodness, who would have thought it? This where we started off the battle looks like where we're going to be ending off this battle, right? As now Dead and Retworks, they've entered the mix. Batman can hear this. Oh, he spots up Prime, throws out a bit of tank damage. Prime managed to get back to some sort of safety, but he's, when I say some sort of safety, oh, Batman is now in trouble. He's going to try to find some cover because Dead and Retworks were into the mix there. Did they get the elimination onto Prime? Prime is safe from them for the most part, but there's the repositioning here from Retworks and Dead. They're going for the rush play up the mountain. They should be able to take out Prime. As Dead takes out Prime, Batman is in a lot of trouble. There's going to be a third party action coming through from the other player from SM squad as he gets that elimination. Retworks just doing the scout out here. As Dead would have sensed that, okay, something's happening here on the top of the mountain. They're going for the play. They're going for the rush play. They're in there. So Porsche for going for the repositioning. Maybe not the best vehicle for this particular bit of terrain that we're going to be in right now. But I mean, a vehicle's a vehicle. At this stage in the game, vehicles are going to be stupidly important in terms of getting yourself into a repositioned situation. Now, based on the weapons that they have, they are going for the distance high ground play. They sense that this could be it, but the airdrop is relatively close by. It's behind them, so they know what's in front. Could this have been a bit of a danger going in with that going in with the airdrop so close by? Yeah, there is a little bit of an issue. Retworks here is playing the dangerous game, heads in towards the airdrop. As you can see, Team 25, they're in the distance here. J-Man and Phantom. Ooh, J-Man taking some damage here. Phantom has already been knocked down. There's no real cover. They're in the midst of everybody. Is Gunner and Toxic on one side, Shmira and Ko on the other. Oh my goodness. They're in a lot of danger. The vehicle is blowing up. It's smoking up. They get the... Oh my word. That's going to be it for two of them there. It was Dead with a beautifully timed nade onto the vehicle. Set off the explosion. Managed to get the kill. These two have been really on point from the start of the game. They've gotten themselves into... We're down to the final 8 teams. Not often we get to see what's happening on the airdrop. As Dead, trying to engage on the Slayer. There's a beautiful headshot we saw going on to Tastic from Dead. He's using the valleys. He's making a safe place across. Oh my goodness, Dead gets the knock onto Slayer. Tastic, he's a little bit too far to get close. Retworks, making the movement across. He's going to be playing point guard. There's going to be a bit of smoke cover being thrown in there as Tastic will be, or the nade coming through from Tastic as he's using the nade as an opportunity to just get that rotation across, but gets spotted out. This could be dangerous. Dead gets the elimination with a nade onto Tastic as Demko's in the distance. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a Dead who gets yet another elimination onto Tastic as the play zone, as we noticed, picked up both Freya and Tojin Dean. So now we're down to the last, what is this? 6 players, 5 players, 7 players. So you've got Ashmira, okay, Huntress has been knocked. Ashmira does have Retworks and Dead in the line of sight, but is, you know, on the very edge of the EMP zone. Could be in the best position at this stage, the final minute of stage 5. Retworks does get knocked. Dead is close by. The smoke cover's been thrown, but Retworks doesn't know that he could be heading into a very dangerous position here by crawling down. They're providing cover in one direction. The question is can Ashmira really see what's going on here? Can she get this? Oh, it's going to be the duo here, or at least the solo player. Prime has been eliminated. They managed to take out. Yeah. As expected, it's Ashmira who gets the knock onto real Twerks here, and then this is gonna be it's Ashmira in the distance here who's got Dead and Retworks in a lot of danger. Retworks has been eliminated by Ashmira, so we're down to 3. It's mano a mano at this moment in time. Granted, you know, one of them is a woman. I'm not sure what the woman version of Ilmano is, so, you know, if somebody knows, you can always point it out in the chat. But with that being said, Dead with his 11, I'm saying 7. Maybe I'm thinking about 7-11, like the shop. With his 11 eliminations is a definite shoe-in for going all out. The question is, can Dead clutch this all out and take the home winner chicken dinner, right? This is where, like, just take a look at the map right now. You've got all 3 with a split, right? It is difficult to decide whether you should be rotating around the edge of the circle or making the rush play towards the center, because you know where the MP zone is going to be closing in, right? We're into stage 5. Ooh, as you can see, right? If you don't have a vehicle, you're going to be taking a ton of damage. Dead is going to run and run and run, but I mean, the MP zone is just there. It's just, oof. I mean, look at the amount of damage taken in just this tiny little second of being in zone 5, right? But you've got to make those choices. It's a little bit of a gamble. It's a little bit of a lotto, where you've got to say, all right, I got to try to make my way towards the center of the EMP zone so that I can get myself into position. He does have a couple of nades and a Molotov in the mix, so that's there. He does see a vehicle. He does spot out SN, right? He's got the sniper available. The question is, will SN make that same movement across once more? This is a patience game. This is a real patience game. That's oof, look at the nade launcher here, right? I think this is a little bit out of range, right? He's going for it. Okay, there we go. This should be set. He does pop that nade. He's trying to force the movement. But oh, Ashmira. I think was that Ashmira or was that that's it. Who got a bit of tag damage. First nade launcher could prove to be the game changer, the difference into the mix. Fire in the hole. Does it force out SN from position? Oh my goodness. That's a mortar and then some classic plays coming through here from 10. Now we're into a 1v1. And position wise, interesting. Ashmira is on the very edge of the EMP zone. We've got 20 seconds left of stage 6. Dead and making the rotation early. Could be dangerous, could be not, but does spot out Ashmira as the EMP zone forces the movement. And the bit of a dance coming through as Dead picks up 13 eliminations. Both him and Retworks with the winner chicken dinner. First position here at Miramar. We've got Huntress and Asmira, 1 elimination in second position. Prime and our tiny symbols with 4 elimination in third place. Fourth goes to Toxic and Gunner, no eliminations. Fifth place to our solo player, Demkus, with 1 elimination. Slayantastic, 2 eliminations in 6th. Toshin, Team Freya, no eliminations, 7th. Chara, 1 elimination in 8th. J-Man, 23, and Phantom, no eliminations in 9th. Batman and Vodka with 1 elimination in 10th position. Demo and Bossas, no eliminations in 11th. Cadet and Melandre with 1 elimination in 12th. Dracula Ryan, 5 eliminations in 13th position. Chado and Joshua, 2 eliminations, 14th. Zilla Big Sims, no eliminations, 15th. Fury and Crisis, 2 eliminations in 16th. Hunter and Huntress From the SVZ squad with 2 eliminations in 17th. Vico and Carlito, no eliminations 17th. Hassan and Exceed, no eliminations in 19th position. Brix and Aimbot, no eliminations 20th. Homo Rex with no eliminations 21st. Dante and Spartan with no eliminations in 22nd position, and Boss Falk and Boss Haas with no eliminations in 23rd, and then heading on to the stars of the match, and obviously Dead with the going all out with that mammoth 13 eliminations. Best companion goes to Retworks with 2 rescues and an assist, and the finisher, as you got to see, was Dead. Amazing play from IRS team, getting themselves all the way to the end, and the winner chicken dinner. Meanwhile, we're just gonna have our pause screen up and running for just a little bit, and then we're gonna head into the second map and match for the evening, and that's gonna conclude week number 3, Battle to Death, the final season.
Scream! Let's fight up to a war zone dream! No mercy left, just blood and pride! final night. Every squad wants that throne, but only one walks back home. Wastelands are gaming fortune, black and gold. Built for legends, never roll. This arena crowds these nights. Corner drinks beneath the face. Circle closing, vision red. Pray for cover or pray you're dead. No teammates left to save your skin. Now let the killing begin. There's no respawn, no second life. You pull the trigger, or you pay the price. Every kill writes history, every drum shakes the ground. In battle to death, you're king or you're down. Break it, load it, drop it, fight. No fear in our veins. Light and unblind. You don't survive this war unless you build like us. No respawn. No respawn. Death! Burn it down! This is pumping mobile! This is soulless moonlight! This is violence of gaming and death! It's Battle2Death! Boots hit the ground, engines scream. Let's fight out to a war zone dream. No mercy left, just blood and pride. One mistake, you're on the other side. Scopes lock, die, heartbeat loud. 30 souls, but one gets crowned. No reset, no second try. You drop here, you're nearly die. Every circle gets smaller, every breath gets cold. This ain't playtime anymore. This is survival of the ball. There's no respawn when the bullets rain. No mercy, no shame, just victory and pain. You fight till the last man falls. Hear the war drums pound. In battle to death, there's no way out. Soulless, but he runs the fight. Sets the stage for the final night. Every squad wants that throne, but only one walks back home. Wastelands are gaming fortune, black and gold. Built for legends, never roll. This arena crowds these nights. Corner drinks beneath the face. Circle closing, vision red. Pray for cover or pray you're dead. No teammates left to save your skin. Now let the killing begin. There's no respawn, no second life. You pull the trigger.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here, joined by Scarps Genkel for the second and final match of the evening. We are in the Kendi, that snowy region Is this going to affect the strategies of the teams? Are we going to be seeing what we saw in the previous match? So in the previous match, Scarpy, right, we had a lot of teams drop. I think it was on the northeastern corner of the map, right? Quite a few teams. Now, obviously, as you can see from the map, right, teams are going to drop. We don't know where the EMP zone is just yet. The EMP zone formed in the southwestern region, and we had more than half the teams in the northeastern region. So that meant now, based on the map itself, there were going to be certain choke points. So stage number 1 of the MP zone, granted, was a little bit slower paced. To be expected that it was going to be a bit slower paced because you've got quite a big spread between the teams. But once it hit stage 2 and the MP zone forced everybody in, those choke points became madness. So I'm just watching for something similar in this, right? So if you actually think about it, most of the teams are on this western half of the map, shall we say. There's already a bit of action in the mix here. As we can see, just Freya, Tojin, Dean, they've made a drop near Batman and vodka. Which I was saying, right, you know, if you drink enough vodka, there's somebody who you can think you can be. Oh, the shotgun comes through. Tojin takes a blast to the face. So, you know.
Yeah, just like you said, bro, vodka can be very hurtful.
yeah. Can make you think you're Batman. So Batman and vodka, they've got their 2 eliminations.
Bro, that's so early on. Poor SPZ squad, you know, this entire tournament is brought to us by SPZ. I mean, this is Solus Bunny's final season. Battle2Death's final season, shall I say. But we do see Melandri taking so much damage. But she is going to survive this at this moment as Cadet comes in and clutch. And fire some shots onto Crisis.
Yeah, just providing that little bit of extra cover, right? Which you notice whenever you do see Melandre and Cadet, right? One's on the low ground, one's on the high ground. Meanwhile, LJ's Toxic, he gets a knock onto both Boss House and Demo. So that's 2 more players being removed from the map of Vikendi very early on. Now it's Cadet in the front line. He's making that movement just almost like a wraparound play, almost, right? Not exactly that. Melandre will be the one providing cover as he's making his movement across. He throws out a bit of extra health, right? So he knows that he's going to be, in the next few seconds, making the rush play through that open space. So making the preparation for it. Holding, for the most part. Not too sure what's where the positioning here of Crisis and Fury are. But with that noise, you can see in the corner of Villa there on the top of the mini-map, Scarpy, Zella and the TU squad, they could be coming in for some third-party action. Let's just get to a bit of an aerial view to see if they're going to be making the wraparound play, because it's not so easy to rush in a duo into a compound, into a space like this, because you don't know whether they've got the cover necessary to pick you off as you make that movement into this area.
Yeah. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I have been receiving videos. You listen to me videos, messages. Apologies if you hear 2 fans in the background. It is hot as hell in Durban and here in Gauteng. So unfortunately, we can't be casting this sweating, all of our fluids out, you know?
It's going to be is what it is, just for the most part, right? Unfortunately. But, you know, what can we do? It's either that or die.
We need to survive. Yeah, we need to survive. But, bro, looking at the remainder of the team. So 3 teams have already been eliminated. 35 players remain on the Players Unknown battleground that we know in this snowy place, which is the Kendi.
I'm just going to quickly, while these teams dance around here, around Villa, right? Which is a pretty decent place. I'm just taking a look at, see, the EMP zone is in here. It's going to close probably around Garoka or the Villa or maybe Dino Park region, right? But I'm just considering the number of teams that are outside of this EMP zone. There's quite a few in the southeasterly direction. That could prove to be a choke point. Prime making his movement across there. Melandri being spotted out from the distance by Crisis. What a knock from Crisis. The range on that shot, impeccable.
Impeccable. What a word. I think that's the word for the evening. Impeccable. And yeah, that's another team being eliminated. Sorry, Berlandri. Not so sorry.
Yeah, you get to go back to the spectator's seat.
Yeah, and you can come and chat with us here in the live chat.
Yeah, so Big Sims did. So we've got Big Sims and Zella right on the outskirts. They've opted not to go for the third-party action. And as I was saying to you, Scarpy, right, just take a look at the number of teams. There's 4 teams here on the southeastern region, right? We might see, like, based on where they are, Tova. I don't think Castle, right? I don't think anybody's going to be brave enough to make that movement across through Castle once the EMP zone crosses through. I'm thinking maybe Tova will be a potential choke point, but Villa is still looking like the scene of the crime, basically, where you're going to expect most of the action to come through.
Yeah, indeed. So we do see TU's Big Sims has got vision onto Team 3 and Team 9. The question is, will they be able to capitalize? They do have the high ground advantage. We will see this EMP zone closing very shortly. It is stage 1 and it's 20 seconds to go. As we do hear shots being fired in the far end. Team 2 knows where enemies are at.
Yeah, it depends now on whether they're going to get an opportunity, right? Because like Villa has a lot of cover, right? And as you're saying, we're heading through to the final few seconds here of stage 1. So we're going to switch very quickly to just check on, oh, nice nade coming through from Fury as they get the knock and the elimination onto Prime there. So well played to them.
Yeah, they've got 3 eliminations at this moment of time. There's 16 teams left, 31 players. We are heading to stage 2 now.
Yeah. So we just take a look at those choke points, right? Actually, it's just going to be a last few more minutes of stage 1 before that EMP zone closes it. Because like with the way it's set here, it's like it shows stage 1 and then stage 1 again before the EMP zone closes in. So it sort of gives you like a warning, and then there's like another 5 minutes before it really closes in. And that's when we're going to be taking a look at those choke points. But a lot of teams would have the opportunity now to make that movement across very early. I'd be looking at the timer right now and saying, okay, let's start making these rotations across towards the safety zone at this moment, before anybody gets set and starts waiting for, because like if I was here in the EMP zone, in the safety zone, right, I'd actually be looking at places like Tova. I'd be looking at Port Vosto as potential choke points, because you know there's going to be somebody who's going to land outside the EMP zone. When you set up on these particular points on the map, you're giving yourself a very high probability to, as the EMP zone closes in, to get those pickoffs as everybody makes it across through what we call choke points, right? That's what I'd be thinking, because that EMP zone timing, right, makes a huge difference as to how you rotate and where you position yourself in terms of your macro plays.
And you know, in any game, macro and micro plays are of key importance. Oh, is the emulator fixed, bro?
No. The emulator is still the emulator, right? But sometimes on the smaller maps it works out very nicely. I thought Plasos could have been heading in the direction of I think it was one of the TU squads, but he's opting to move away, decides to get onto the road, rotating more towards the center. He is in a solo position. I thought he was going to be heading towards our last game's winners, which is Retworks and Dead, who are on the snowmobile, right? Not managing to find anybody, heading towards the airdrop, right? And directly towards the airdrop. I don't know. I don't know, Scarpy, right? Me, I get a bit nervous around airdrops.
Yeah, well, bro. SBZ's Hunter does knock out LBZ, so LJ's Chad, right? So this comes down to less members onto the map. There has been 2 eliminated. That is only 15 teams left. But yeah, bro, going for airdrops, it is risky plays. Oh, Hunter's running into us. Mira gets knocked down and eliminated.
Yeah, but Hunter manages to get the knock only onto Huntress. Ashmira is in a decent position. There's a nade coming through here from Hunter. Oh, he's going for the double nade. Will he manage to get it? He took the chance, right? push the nade slightly to his left-hand side, but Huntress making the rotation to the right. But with that little bit of distraction, he has the opportunity to rotate around, assuming that Ashmira went for the revive. Ashmira does get the revive, but in this moment in time, he could close the gap. He does have the high ground, goes for the prone, doesn't want to give his position away just yet. He's just holding as Ashmira making her way across. Gonna get spun out by Hunter. Throws out a couple of shots, but he's in a 2v1 situation. Can he go for this? Oh, he gets a knock onto Ashmira, but Huntress is in there to potentially provide some cover. Ashmira trying to crawl back to safety, but Huntress is heading straight towards. Oh my goodness, that strafing from Huntress as she takes out Hunter. We can see who won the battle of the genders there.
As Huntress eliminates Hunter. You know, I wanted to say something about Huntress and Huntress, but yeah, GG. So TU's Team 29, Spartan gets a knockdown, but Taurus takes out Tuck and Red Strix. Who was that? The previous.
Yeah, Dead and Retworks. They actually clutched out the last game. I got very, very well played to them in the first matchup of this evening, right? And so now this time round, getting eliminated here by TU, Spartan, and Taurus. Now, the SN Crisis and Fury, they would have heard that, as you know, right, when shots are being fired, third-party action is third-party action. Villa has been stupidly deadly, right, from moment one to right now. I mean, I'd say maybe 75% of the stream we've been focusing here on Villa.
Yeah, well, bro, it is Team 29. It seems like they want to get the vision onto Team 9. The question is, who will get out of this and go? Oh!
Splash damage coming through onto Spartan. I mean, when you're inside a compound, right, expect a nade storm.
What a nade! I'll get shall say it, but Big Sim's getting knocked down.
Yeah, oh, nice wraparound play coming. Now here's the thing, right, Scorpy? This is one of the things that I always question when we're playing in these spaces, right? When you're making these movements across, it's a very different split from how you deal with splits in the team fights, right? When you got your four-man. Because obviously you're going to have a rusher, you're going to have your sniper, you often see them go for a 3-1 or a 2-2 kind of split, right? Here, you only got two potential splits. It's either you're sticking together as a duo, or you're going to go for a 1-1 split, right? Me personally, right, not really playing much duos, right? I actually don't really know when you go for each one of those splits.
We do see Spartan gets the shots onto Crisis, but Crisis is still alive. Oh, SN1 will definitely know that TU is around the corner.
Yeah, so you see, this strat here from Spartan, like, see, you can see they're going for a 1-1 split, right? Whereas you've got Crisis and Fury, they're sticking together as a duo. It's the only two splits that you get, right? Which one is going to prove to be effective? And like I said, it always depends on right moment, right time, because there's risks and rewards for both of it. When you're going for a 1-1 split, right? If one of you gets knocked and makes an unsafe rotation, because you have to be rotating, right? One provides cover, one's going to be rotating across. If you get knocked, there's really no way for your teammate to get close enough because you've got that separation to revive you. But with the bit of spread now, at the same time, you can cause distraction on one end, and like say for instance, right, if Taurus just provides that little bit of movement distraction while he's moving across, and then Spartan gets the tag.
Yeah, that does pull the focus, bro. But yeah, well, SN1 squad or Snipe Nation squad, right? They are back to full health, and I'm very curious to see how this one is going to play out, because it doesn't seem like, okay, they know Taurus is en route at this moment.
Yeah, they'd have seen that that movement here from Taurus. I think it would have been. So I'm just trying to see now if we can get all of them within the same frame.
The Spartan doesn't want to rotate just yet.
yeah. Because I just wanted to see if we could, just get that aerial zoom. But like Taurus here with the high ground that he has, right? He can't force the play across.
Oh.
He's got the shotgun out, right? So he's gonna be playing the part of the rusher. Spartan will be fighting the cover. Goes in with the AR, switches back to the shotgun. So he's just like hoping that a little, just to get that straight jump through the window. Oh, he gets spotted out here. Oh my goodness, but he gets Dark Fury, manages to take out Taurus, and that's going to be a quick fire double elimination. They held their position. They repositioned really nicely. Fury and Crisis managed to get that double elimination. And so now we're going to mount Kresnik, and it's going to be a trio of teams that are heading towards one another. Bricks is solo, as aimbot has hit the bricks already. Ryan and Dracula, they've been impressive throughout the course of the series. I think they do know where Bricks is, but he's got such a beautiful position. Zella is in a lot of danger right now as Ryan is making a movement across. Let's see if we can actually just switch to that action. Zella on the low ground. Ryan's got the health, got that AR out. Just hoping for the pixel between the trees. This is going to be a proper dance. Dracula might come in to help with that rotation. But you've got, yeah. You can see Dracula going for the wraparound play, as they all try to close the distance in onto Zella. Though Dracula in the front line, he is a little bit low. Shots coming out here from Zella. They do manage to... I think there should be an elimination coming through here, as Dracula almost managing to secure this. This wraparound from Team 17, very much on point. We just take a little clip of the note of that airdrop in the distance. Ryan gets into that prone position here. Dracula once more in that front line. The question is now, can they get close to Zella, who spots out Ryan? There's the nade. Can he get the curve, the bounce around that tree? Let's see if this is going to be what we expected to be. The nade, beautifully done. Zella in a lot of danger right now.
Yeah, well, that is down to the net final. That's the top team. Top 10 teams. However, we do see Dracula get some shots onto Zella. And there's 16 players left. Will Team 17 secure this kill onto Team 2? Or will Team 1 come in here and have something to say? Zella gets eliminated by Bricks.
Bricks with the third party action, but now it's gonna get spotted out by Dracula, right? So both Ryan and Ryan gets down Slayer as Dracula is making that movement across. So he had that little bit of protection, but Bricks has the high ground right now. So Dracula is gonna have to use this mountain cover here, or at least this rocky region, to his advantage. I think he's gonna have to wait for Ryan to make the play across to the right, and then yeah, as you can see, right, he's gonna just throw out that little bit of extra health. He knows this could be a real firefight between him and Bricks. We're down to the last 14 players, 8 teams remaining. As you can see, Bricks with that high ground. We're going to be waiting for Ryan to make the rotation across as I get us out of the leaves of the tree. That was just some horrible camera work. I don't think you should buy me that drone, Scout. I don't think you should get that drone.
Is that a subtle hint?
Yeah. No, just, it's nice to have those drone camera works, right? But I don't flying them is not going to be the easiest of things in the world to do.
No, it's not, bro. I want to get a drone myself, but for a second I thought we were playing Owl there. Ooh. In the trees.
Yeah. So Ryan in the building, right? I actually thought he wasn't gonna. I thought he was gonna go for the wraparound, right? But opting to stay a little bit with a bit of safety, right? Knowing that Bricks has the high ground, I actually thought he was gonna use the distraction coming through from Dracula and then rotate in that anti-clockwise direction. But smoke now being thrown by Bricks as he realizes that LJ's who's that close by here? LJ's gunner. He's behind him, so he could end up in a bit of a sandwich, and he's going to be the filling. So best thing to do is get into a building.
Yeah, indeed so, bro. Indeed so. I mean, we're down to 8 teams, 14 players remaining. So there is, there's 2 teams running solo at this moment. But yeah, bro, let's see how this one is going to play out. I think this match is going to throw the scorecards around a little bit.
Ooh, look at how many teams there are just outside the EMP zone, right? They are making the plays very, very early. Oh, there's some shots being fired here as LJ and Bricks are heading towards one another. No aspect saying Bricks for the win, and it could be Bricks for the win. He picks up another elimination. And so now he's no longer the meat filling in this deadly sandwich. He now can get Dryad and Dracula in his line of fire. But let's
Bro,
just take
you're
a look
cracking
at...
me up tonight.
I was just taking a look at this EMP zone here, right? The teams are making their movement across early, right? But Phantom could have just driven straight into Ashmira, and Huntress takes a bit of tag damage, but in a very futuristic looking vehicle here. It's like an old vehicle with a... Oh my goodness, this guy's flying. He's like, this is Back to the Future kind of stuff here. It's like, I don't care. I'm going to get myself to safety.
Yeah, all I wanted to say it's a Back to Future car, but looking at it, you know, and this is like a Herbie 3.5 version, if I'm being honest, just a different color.
Yeah, true. But Phantom's partner J-Man was there was a bit of a spread between the two. Oh, but meanwhile, there's the action here. Finally, they're going to be a battle between Dracula and Bricks, and it's going to be Dracula coming out on top. Took a bit of damage. Bricks managed to take down Ryan as well, but there was one too many for Bricks to deal with. Meanwhile, we are watching Hunter and Huntress dancing here very dangerously on the edge of the MP zone. Well, actually, no, this is Homo Rex and Poison. I saw the green. I thought it was Hunter and Huntress. So Homo Rex, by the way he's trying to get up this mountain in a stage 5 zone, this could be extinction time for him.
Homo Rex extinction! As a J-Man gets a knockdown onto his partner Poison. Homo Rex, Poison has been eliminated. This means Homo Rex is left alone. We're down to this final 6 teams. There's 10 players remaining.
Yeah, he's trying to make his way up this the mountaintop, just trying to heal and get his way there, right? But I mean, you're running through a stage 5 EMP zone. This is dangerous, right? It's like the zone is closing so fast. This is what we expected. This choke point was gonna be a choke point, and we were at 14, 6 players eliminated in the space of a few seconds. It's just that EMP zone as it's closing it. It's always this macro plays that comes through, right? You know the EMP zone's gonna close, and you gotta take a look at the mini map, see where the zone is closing into, and then you have to in your mind time the movement from if you're outside versus inside, because that's the biggest question when it hits past stage 1. Are you outside or are you inside the EMP zone? If you're inside, where do you expect the choke points to be? And then you rotate towards that direction. Nice tag damage here from Huntress, as she's gonna take down J-Man. It's only Phantom left.
Yeah, there we go. The elimination onto J-Man. However, TU's Dracula has sensed out and has heard, as we do see Asmira getting knocked by Huntress doing a beautiful job for Team 20 at this in this game, bro. Look at that, 4 eliminations.
He's got a self-revive, but it's not enough time to deal with it, right? But she's going to have to get close to where Ashmira is. Ashmira has been knocked. She's going to throw out the smoke, just for a little bit of extra protection. Should be able to revive her teammate. Huntress with the strafes. We saw this in the previous matchup. We're seeing this now as well. Has been on point with the strafes, right? But, back to what I was saying. Ooh, this is dangerous, running through an EMP zone. They're both of them are just trying to get back to a little bit of safety. This is like, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Gotta get down.
Yeah, well, the question is, will Team 20 or will Team 22 scout out one another? As we do see Hassan and Exed just in the far corner of the map.
Yeah, it's 6 players remaining, 4 teams left. Right now, we're gonna see Exceed and Hassan. They could potentially be in a battle. Right here, they do get that elimination, so it's gonna be 5 players remaining. It's Ashmira, Huntress, Exceed, Hassan, and Phantom as the last 3 teams, 5 players. Right now, at this moment in time, right, I'd be thinking of getting myself towards the center of the empty zone.
Agreed. Agreed, bro. I mean, we are into the final moments. There's 3 teams left. There's 5 players going into this mix, so it's a 2v2v1.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get those. I'm liking this from Team 22, right? They've got 2 vehicles. It's gonna be the snowmobile. It's gonna be the 4x4, right? This is the way to go in my mind, right? You're gonna use the vehicles to get a little bit of a rush play towards the center, because on the vehicles with that little bit of extra movement speed gives you a greater chance of survivability. So it's just like you can see this XE, just rotate around the outside and then cut towards the middle. So you're giving yourself the best opportunity as we head towards the late game, right? We can see it's the final 1.5 minute of stage 6. Although Ashmira and Huntress, they've taken this opportunity to get themselves into position very, very early. I mean, look at where they are. They're already in a compound, looting up and getting into position.
Yeah, stacking up on their nades, getting their armor full. Bro, I think this is going to be a clutch match. We do see Phantom also being in a vehicle. They just jumps out of the EMP zone. Well, they are going to be forced back into the EMP zone very shortly.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few teams. They use vehicles and they sort of rotate around when it gets to this late stage. Personally, I'm like, yes, you can hit a rotation. That it means that you can, through that, as long as you've got enough heals, you can. There's some shots coming through the Phantom, right? I mean, you're gonna use this as the strategy, right? It sort of gives you an idea of where the team is already in position. Because, as you notice, right, it's kind of difficult to land shots on somebody moving. And you get the idea of where everybody is, but you can't circle for too long, because if the enemy team, right, just decides to be a little bit patient and not fire shots, you won't know where they are, and they're going to be in position as the EMP zone is going to force you to get out of the vehicle and get into the safety regions, the play zone.
Yeah. Unless you use a big Sims play and try and drive someone through a tree or building.
Yes. So it looks like the EMP zone is going to be closing in on quite a bit of open space. Right now, as things stand, with the 1-1 split from Ashmira and Huntress, they could be in pole position to take this, but it's Phantom making his movement across. He could be in a lot of danger. Yeah, Ashmira just waiting patiently and not letting Phantom know that she knows where she is. Phantom heals up, trying to make the movement across. A lot of strafing coming through here. Oh, the Molotov! Beautifully done, Ashmira. A lot of hot. I can't even say water. It's like the floor is on fire. The hot stepping here. I think isn't that like a dance move or something like that? Oh! Yeah. This was like a scene out of a horror movie, Death in the Bathroom. You always get that, right? For some strange reason in these horror movies, somebody dies in the bathroom.
It's always like that. It is always like that. But we do see Hassan jumping out of the vehicle. The question is, will it be Ashmira or will it be Hassan? Huntress does pop off some shots. The question is, who's going to win this battle? Will it be Team 20? Will it be Team 22? It's a lot of twos. 2022.
Ashmira healing back up yet, and Huntress get the elimination. Yes, Hassan is now in a lot of hot water. There's the shots coming through, and it's going to be Ashmira. And Huntress will pick up 8 eliminations and the winner chicken dinner in this Vikendi final match of the evening. So let's just run through the scores here very quickly. We've got, as we said, Huntress and Ashmira, 8 eliminations, winner chicken dinner, first position. Hassan and Exceed, 1 elimination in second. J-Man 23, Phantom 2 eliminations in third. Fury and Crisis, 5 eliminations in fourth position. Dracula and Ryan, 3 eliminations in fifth. Homo Rex and Poison, no eliminations in sixth. Bricks and Aimbots, 5 eliminations in seventh position. Toxic and Gunner, 2 eliminations in eighth. Tastic and Slayer, 3 eliminations in ninth. Big Sim Zella, 1 elimination, 10th. Taurus, Spartan, 4 eliminations in 11th position. Chara, this time round, not as a solo. I think Chara and Demkus in the previous match, I don't know why they split up, but they managed to rekindle their romance, I think, and get back together as a team. So Chara and Demkus, no eliminations in 12th. Reachworks and Dead, no eliminations 13th. Huntress and Hunter 1 elimination in 14th. Plazas this time solo with no eliminations in 15th position. Shadow and Joshua picking up 1 elimination in 16th. Prime no eliminations in 17th. Vico no eliminations 18th. Cadet and Melandre no eliminations 19th. Batman and Vodka 2 eliminations in 20th. Demo and Boss House no eliminations in 21st position. And Freya and Toshin Dean, as we saw, the first team eliminated with no eliminations in 22nd position. So this takes us on to the stars of the match. And it was Huntress with the 6 eliminations, picking up the going all out. Slayer with the best companionship, 3 rescues. And the finisher, as we got to see, taking out her son, was Ashmira. So well played to the teams tonight. Scarby, week number 3. It doesn't seem like it's week number 3. Time has flown.
Yeah, time has flown, bro. And looking at this, right, next week will be the grand finales for, well, Battle2Death, and this is going to be the final tournament for Battle2Death, as we have mentioned previously. And, well, not to mention that, well, it's not that they are going to go anywhere. It's just getting rebranded, renamed, and everything beautiful into the blaze. But yeah, bro, I'm super excited for the grand finals next week. We've got Cupid Clash as well. We've got Battle of the Gods starting tomorrow night. So yeah, there's a lot of action popping in. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and for watching. Thank you for your continuous support. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and let's go.
Alright, so as we will see all of you on the next stream. We'll be continuing tomorrow with even more PubG action. Still with the duos. It's going to be Battle of the Gods, as Scarpy mentioned, but coming through. So we'll see you all tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful one. From myself, Whale, and Scarp Skenko, we're going to